Hi, my name is Eric Ramsey. I'm a black belt under Jorge Grugel from Cincinnati, Ohio, representing SAS team out of Fortaleza, Brazil. I've recently moved to Dubai here to teach at Pride Fitness Center in Qouz. Really excited about being here, teaching jiu-jitsu for a brand new group of people. Started out teaching I've been teaching in Cincinnati for about 8 years under Jorge Grugel, and I've met a lot of great people teaching there, a lot of great students, a lot of very successful students, and I'm very excited that I've been given the opportunity to relocate here to Dubai. I've been training with Jorge Grugel in Cincinnati, Ohio for about 11 years. I started out teaching, training there when Rich Franklin was just getting started. I was there with George when he was on the second season of The Ultimate Fighter. I've had an opportunity to train with a lot of great athletes, both jiu-jitsu competitors, MMA fighters, all coming from the Cincinnati area. The names of people I've trained consistently over the years with Dustin Hazlellet, who has competed for many years in the UFC. The level of competitors like that. Matt Brown I've trained with in Cincinnati. I was the strength conditioning coach for Dustin Hazlellet. We have a good friend of mine that I've worked with for the last 3 or 4 years. Khetag Pliev was the representative for Canada in the Olympics in London. I've trained with him quite a bit. I worked as a strength conditioning coach for quite a while, leading up to the London 2012 Olympics. I've spent time both teaching jiu-jitsu and working as a strength conditioning coach. I've worked with a CrossFit facility in the U.S. as well that I helped to run. I've got a lot of experience in both the fitness and the jiu-jitsu field. I think it helps me in both. My understanding of jiu-jitsu has greatly helped my ability to teach in the fitness industry as well, and vice versa. Having the background in fitness, I have a degree from the University of Cincinnati in exercise and fitness education. That's also helped me in my understanding of jiu-jitsu and body mechanics, movement. All these things have helped me grow my jiu-jitsu. My goal here primarily is to focus on teaching and growing and developing a great team, a great family here at Pride Fitness. Whether I have students here that want to compete or just want to do jiu-jitsu to learn jiu-jitsu as a martial arts, for fitness, I'm open to both. I've developed great competitors in the U.S. That have competed for Team Jorge Grugel, SAS team in the U.S. And I've had a lot of students that are just excited about jiu-jitsu, learning jiu-jitsu for the sake of learning martial arts, or learning jiu-jitsu for improving their fitness levels. I'm here to do both. I want to be able to build a great team to represent my coaches back home, Jorge Grugel, Professor Jon Stutzman, the coaches that helped me grow when I was coming up. I want to come out here and build a great team that's going to represent them, represent SAS team here in Dubai and in the UAE. For me, myself as a competitor, I'll eventually compete. I haven't lost any desire to compete. I was actually planning before I decided to move out here. I just registered to compete in the IBJJF Chicago Open. I was planning to compete at Masters Worlds in November, and I kind of changed those plans around to take the offer to come here in Dubai. My primary focus, like I said, is my students, to build a great team here at Pride Fitness. And as I continue to build that team and train alongside that team, I've now have a great training partner in my teammate Cameron Knight, who's relocated to Dubai as well, and we'll be able to help push each other. And I know he has a lot of desire to compete He's a young, very talented competitor. And I want to help him and myself get to the point where we're competing on a regular basis. And I do have that desire to still compete, whether it's in the next few months or next year. I haven't made that decision quite yet, but I will be competing here in the UAE. I really enjoy teaching. I enjoy giving back to my students what my coaches gave to me. They gave me a great opportunity to learn in martial arts, but to improve myself as a person. I never competed in any athletics prior to jiu-jitsu. I never did any other martial arts prior to jiu-jitsu. My coaches back home, like I said, Professor Jorge Grugel, Professor Jon Stutzman, Dustin Hazlellet, these friends and coaches brought something out of me that I never had before. And they gave me a family here with jiu-jitsu. And I want to bring that to my students. I want them to love jiu-jitsu as much as I do. I want them to want to come here to learn. I want to take the time to focus on each and every one of my students, so each one of them feels like I care, and I do. I care about their improvement. I care about them learning jiu-jitsu. I'm going to take time in every class and at some point in time focus on each and every one of those students and make sure that they're understanding what they're learning. They understand the concepts behind what I'm teaching. And jiu-jitsu is a journey. We all start jiu-jitsu as a white belt, and my goal is for all those people to continue on with jiu-jitsu as long as they can. If I'm able to continue to bring that to my students, that's what I feel like I offer here with jiu-jitsu. It was hard for me leaving the U.S. and leaving behind students that I had been with for many years. But I had to come here to Dubai for myself as a new opportunity. I knew that they would still have great coaches, the coaches that brought me up back in the U.S. to continue to train under. And that was one of the things that I felt okay about leaving. But I have so many students back home in Cincinnati that I miss and that I still talk to on a regular basis and find out how their training's going. They contact me and let me know about their competitions. And I've only been here for 2 months, but it's still I'm always checking in with my students back home, seeing how they're progressing. I've had messages from students that recently were promoted after I left and thanking me for all the time that I spent working with them and helping them. And that is really what I want to bring out here to Dubai as well. I want to have those students, and I want to have that relationship with my students where they're excited about their progress with jiu-jitsu. They're excited to go compete and represent not only myself, my teammate Cameron Knight, SAS team, the coaches that brought me up, Professor Jorge Grugel, Professor Jon Stutzman. I want everybody here in Dubai to have that same love for jiu-jitsu and that same relationship that I had with my coaches that really made me excited to stick with jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu was one of the first things that I ever really felt like I stuck with my entire life. I've been doing jiu-jitsu for 11 years, and there's nothing else I can say that I've ever done in my life that I've stuck with and I've kept pushing through, whether it was, struggling at certain stages in jiu-jitsu and not feeling like you're getting it and you're really understanding it, but having coaches that really encouraged you to continue with it, and that it is a learning process, and there's always things that you're going to learn with jiu-jitsu. I could learn something new tomorrow that I've never seen before, and that's one of the beauties of jiu-jitsu, is that you're constantly learning new things, no matter what stage of jiu-jitsu you're in, whether you're a white belt or a black belt. There's new things you can learn. It's just a different scale of what you're learning, and I want my students here in Dubai to understand that the same way they understood that I tried to get them to understand back in the U.S., that it's a long learning experience, and it's going to continue to help you grow as a person. I think jiu-jitsu can fit in anywhere. I mean, it's awesome. It's so great that there's such a promotion for jiu-jitsu in an area like Dubai, with like the UAE, Abu Dhabi. I think as we grow a very new and a very tight-knit program. I've only been here for 2 months. Cameron Knight has been here for maybe a week, and we're starting from the ground up with a program that's very new here at Pride Fitness. And as we have a chance to meet and kind of spread what we're doing here at Pride Fitness to other parts of Dubai and the UAE, I want to bring my students to competition, the students that want to compete. And I think the more that my students see those that already want to compete, others are going to want to compete. And it only grows jiu-jitsu to have more people in the same area teaching jiu-jitsu. In the U.S., I mean, there's competitions all over, but there's a great opportunity here in Dubai. I know that even in where I'm at in Cincinnati, Ohio, where I came from, there aren't as many tournaments as there are here in Dubai or in the UAE. Just the tournament schedule that's been released in the last few days, there's tournaments here almost every month. And wherever you're at in the UAE, whether you're in Dubai or Abu Dhabi, it's a very short drive or commute to get to those tournaments. In the US, I regularly had to commute several hours to get to the closest tournaments. So I think it's great here for my students to have a place to compete all the time. So I think it's a very good opportunity. I'm really excited about what they have here in the UAE with really pushing and driving the kids programs in the schools. I really wish there was something more like that in the US. We've recently launched a kids program here at Pride Fitness, and I helped to run a program for kids jiu-jitsu in Cincinnati, Ohio. We had a great program. We took those kids to competition, and it's a really good opportunity here. I have Cameron Knight, another black belt from my team in the U.S., who's relocated here to Dubai as well. And it's great to have two black belts, both teaching a group of kids, because as those kids develop, you especially with kids, you need to spend more and more attention on those individual kids to help them grow, especially with a sport like jiu-jitsu, where there's so many intricacies of technique and movement. And if you have two eyes or two pairs of eyes on the kids, it just helps that program even better. We had a great, very successful program in the U.S., and I'm really excited about helping to grow that program here in Dubai as well. From my understanding, and I may be wrong, there isn't as much drive for the kids' jiu-jitsu programs here, specifically in Dubai, as there is in Abu Dhabi. So I hope that having a program like this at Pride Fitness will really help to bring those kids into jiu-jitsu more. I would just like to, again, thank everybody here at Pride Fitness Center, Nick Bismack, John Pender, for giving me the opportunity to come to Dubai, to teach jiu-jitsu, to do what I love as a career in such an amazing part of the world. Without jiu-jitsu, without the opportunities that my coaches back home gave me, Professor Jorge Grugel, Professor Jon Stutzman, giving me those opportunities to grow and learn jiu-jitsu under them and to eventually teach and help to run their programs in the U.S. They gave me that opportunity to do what I love as a career, and without jiu-jitsu, without the opportunities that I've been given, I would never have been able to come here to Dubai to teach jiu-jitsu. And I'm really excited to help grow the program here at Pride Fitness, and to really get involved in the jiu-jitsu here in the UAE. We recently took a handful of students to the tournament in Dubai, and I'm really excited to continue to do that, to continue to push our jiu-jitsu program here at Pride Fitness. I'm excited to now have my teammate Cameron Knight also here, black belt, SAS team at Pride Fitness Center. We have two black belts here, and we're really pushing, focusing on our students, giving our students that individual attention that helps to drive a love for jiu-jitsu and a desire to learn jiu-jitsu. And I hope to see more people coming in and meeting more people here in Dubai. And thank you for giving me the opportunity.